Welcome back to the show. Well, if this weekend isn't busy enough with the last Winterlude, you can warm up at Yuck Yucks from the 16th to the 18th with these two funny characters, just newlyweds.
Hi.
Beauties flying in from the States.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Christine.
Now
Okay.
you just threw this at us. You're actually pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were just
City
you're
of
like, well,
Ottawa?
I'm pregnant, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
congratulations,
Thank
because
you.
you guys are newlyweds,
Yeah.
and obviously you've been together for a while, and comedians in and out of the house.
Yeah.
Obviously, it
Yeah.
must be amazing living with a fellow comedian.
Yeah,
can be.
I'm so great to live with. I've lived with myself for 44 years, and now to be able to share that with her, I make her feel so fortunate. She really loves it. She's just so blessed to be able to share each and every day with me.
Wow, happy
and
Valentine's
she's fantastic
Day.
too. Yeah.
He's a delight
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay, well, he mentioned that you're opening for him.
I am.
Okay, how's that going to
Yes.
look?
That's well, we did it last night,
Yeah.
and it was lots of
Yeah.
fun. I went over my time, which is great. He told me you did a long time. I was like, because I had fun. So
Yeah.
Well,
it was a-
exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, like you talk about marital unbliss or whatever.
You're getting married soon. You have to prepare for this.
Yeah.
Well,
Every day is happy.
I had
and
a starter
joy-filled.
marriage.
we
I already
go.
figured it out.
I was
Second
never
time.
divorced. I was engaged once before. But
Okay.
Then, yeah, and then I moved to New York to live my dream, and then I met my lovely soulmate, and then after I dated her, I married Christine.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have different topics that you sort of focus on, right?
Yeah. I talk about how you're told one thing when you're single, and then you're told a completely different thing.
Oh, let me guess, just before you're about to, it's so great. You're going to love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Find the love of your life. And then all of a sudden, when you get married, you get a ring on your finger, and you just want to set them on fire. That's,
Yeah. Well,
Not really. I
You
mean,
know, those
obviously.
underwear don't pick themselves up off the floor.
No, they don't. And I talk
Socks.
about
She
that.
socks. She hates when I leave my socks around.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
And you focus on all sorts of things. Like one of the things that we were talking about in the green room was differences between American Canadians, and this is really something that we're always interested in,
Yeah.
but more so with the political situation that's going on.
Sure.
So when you come up here, what do you see as difference in, say, our comedy?
There's such a variation in terms of the political hypocrisies now that I don't hit on it too much because I don't get overtly political in my act. I was extremely liberal when I lived in Canada, and then when you move to the United States, there's a big shift. And when you see everything head on, your values kind of change a little bit. I'm very supportive of whoever's in office at any time.
Okay.
But I can't vote. As a Canadian, I can't vote in the
No.
United States.
Oh,
still.
Right, yeah. So when you move down there, or even now to this day, what's the differences in how we approach comedy? Because I've heard that it's maybe a little easier to be an individual in Canada, that there's trends that happen in American
Yeah,
comedy.
Canadian comics are great because they're all so unique. There's no pressure to be discovered by the industry or to tailor your act to the industry. Whereas Americans, some comics really move towards what the industry wants from them, but the best comics in North America, for the most part, are in New York. But there's great comics here in Canada too. Derek Edwards, Mike Wilmont, there's a whole bunch of new guys coming up. So there's so many good comics here. And to be able to stay in Canada and make a living in comedy is such a feat. The people that do that, I really applaud. I moved to New York because there's just so many more opportunities. I get on stage 20 times a week, whereas here it was like 20 times a month.
Right, and those guys are all working at Tim Hortons as well.
Yeah, they have day jobs at Tim Hortons.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you've already done one night. You've got how many more to go?
We're doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we may pop by the club tonight as well. Wednesday night, yeah.
So
Do a
what's
quick
it like
spot.
working together? Because I know it's all, there's a lot of potential for humor and comedy in that, but you're professionals when you're on stage, right? Like you're actually doing your job.
Yeah.
Do your job, but I think it's working together is interesting. Just the dynamic. He doesn't mind when I'm in the room. I laugh at him all the time, and at home.
Are you the
at
one
shows.
with the really high,
Yeah.
squeaky laugh at over by the bar?
Sounds like a cackle. Yeah. But then I don't like him to be in the room with me. It makes me anxious. So, and I think that comes from me being a younger comic and a little, a little bit greener than he is. So
And she talks about me a lot, so
lot.
she doesn't
Oh,
want me to see the stuff.
There's that. You don't want to
Yeah.
go home with that. And
So
so
you hear these big laughs in the back, and you're like poking out. What did she say?
No, I'll go out and smoke a cigar usually when
okay,
she's on stage.
yeah.
which makes me want to puke. So.
And so the difference between male and female comedy. I know that we're joking and giving you a hard time
Yeah.
saying, you know, guys are so funny, they're so cute when they think they're funny.
Yeah.
But that's always been the conversation that women are not funny. But
I guess it depends on the female comic, though, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I
it
think there are
does,
some
yeah.
comics that pander to the. I was just talking with another woman that's single, and I'm having a good time with it, and a lot of people are doing that, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing now that I'm pregnant and I'm married, and it's tough, and all these honest things that I'm talking about that aren't the nicest things, but they are honest, and I
Right.
think that people relate to that with me a little bit more than
Absolutely.
others.
And I think that's probably, women are relatable more so sometimes in their comedy.
Yeah, I think it's a very antiquated notion, like that old women
Yeah.
aren't funny thing. There's so many funny girls. Christine's funny in New York. Jessica Curson, Lori Kilmartin. There's like so many
Yeah.
that are
I mean,
just
so many.
hilarious.
But
women.
it
Yeah.
keeps coming up that it's like one of those things, like it's gum stuck to your shoe. You know, like
Yeah.
you may not know it's there, and then somebody references it.
Yeah,
right?
I think some people have these very nostalgic notions of what comedy is. Like, I'll still sometimes see guys that'll be like, "Oh, girls on stage, I'm going to go outside now," and it's horrible to watch. Like, there's
so,
so
like
many
unless
funny
it's
women.
Dean Martin, they're not interested.
I think he's dead. But
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
oh my God, the ghost of Dean Martin's here. We all have to see this. Let's Vimeo it. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh. So the content is not running short for you just because you've got
Yeah.
so much going on.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Awesome.
again.
It's a wealth of material.
Fantastic.
Yes, it is.
See him in the morning. That's a good time.
So
Oh.
from you're going to be until the 18th, is it?
Yeah,
the
till the
18th at
18th.
Yuck Yucks, and people can buy tickets online or at the door.
Yeah.
got
Yes.
it.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
being
much
on
for
the
having
show.
us.
Hope you
That's
enjoy
awesome.
Winterlude.
Yeah.
We love Winterlude.
Yes.
We're going to go
Go
skating.
You
Oh,
go.
that's
Yeah.
romantic. And a beaver tail.
Yep.
Make sure you.
Gluten-free, no
Oh,
beaver tail.
they're going to work on those. Comedy's never going to stop. Make sure you get your tickets, and we'll be right back with more Daytime.